Neville Goddard was born on 19 February 1905 in St. Michael, Barbados in the British West Indies, to Joseph Nathaniel Goddard, a merchant, and Wilhelmina Nee Hinkinson. Neville was the fourth child in a family of 9 boys and 1 girl. In 1922, he came to the United States on board the SS Vasari to study drama at the age of 17. He became a dancer, and during this time, he married his first wife, and they had a son together named Joseph Neville Goddard. While touring with his dance company in England, he developed an interest in metaphysics after striking up a conversation with a Scotsman who lent him a series of books on the powers of the mind. Upon his return to New York, he gave up the entertainment industry to devote his full attention to the study of spiritual and mystical matters. Neville Goddard's first marriage was short-lived, and he remained single for years, until in the 1930s he met his second wife, who was a designer. After they married, they had a daughter named Victoria. In 1943, he was drafted into the U.S. Army at age 38, which he did not want, especially since he felt he was too old to become a soldier and had a wife and daughter at home to take care of. Through the power of imagination, as Neville told it in his March 24, 1972 lecture, he was honorably discharged after just a few weeks of training. Neville Goddard's interest in the esoteric interpretations of the Bible deepened after he met Abdullah, who lectured on esoteric Christianity and taught both Goddard and Joseph Murphy. Neville went to hear Abdullah, an Ethiopian Jew, somewhat under protest to satisfy the constant urging of a friend. Neville said, "I recall the first night I met Abdullah. I had purposely delayed going to one of his meetings because a man whose judgment I did not trust had insisted on my attendance. At the end of the meeting, Abdullah approached me and said, 'Neville, you are 6 months late.' Startled, I questioned how he knew my name when he said, 'The brothers told me you would be here 6 months ago.' Then he added, 'I will remain until you have received all that I must give you. Then I will depart.' He too may have longed to go, but he had to wait for me." Neville studied with Abdullah, learning Hebrew, the Kabbalah, and the hidden symbolic meaning of Scripture. After traveling extensively throughout the United States, Neville eventually made his home in Los Angeles, where in the 1950s he gave a series of talks on television and radio, and for many years lectured regularly to capacity audiences at the Wilshire Ebel Theatre. In the 1960s and early 1970s, he confined most of his lectures to Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. In the last years of his life, he said, "I know my time is short. I have finished the work I have been sent to do, and I am now eager to depart. I know I will not appear in this 3-dimensional world again, for the promise has been fulfilled in me. As for where I go, I will know you there, as I have known you here, for we are all brothers, infinitely in love with each other." Neville Goddard died at the age of 67 on October 1, 1972, in Los Angeles. One